you know, again, when I started to run, my take was, again, I never followed politics. My take was the politicians of DC have lost touch with the American people. Guess what, though? The parties have lost touch. Right down the line. And they're dictating, that they're attempting to manipulate the system to get an individual in that they decided on 4 months ago. I, Jim McKelvey, will not stand for it. It's not going to happen on my watch. I'm done business as usual. I'm done with getting this, you know, I don't want to pick the worst of two evils. I want the best person in there to get the job done. That's what I want.
McKelvey, I think we all want that.
Well,
I think we all want that. And I've gotten the emails and the press releases, and I gotta tell you, I'm pretty doggone offended.
there are some strange people, I believe you. They're, you know, but they're in all the
I
cars.
don't believe for 1 minute, because I sleep with one of the unit chairs, that there was any backroom dealing going on. We talked.
I respectfully disagree with you.
Well, I respectfully disagree with the trash that's being emailed out that I'm expected to send to the members, because I'm not going to do it.
Well,
I'm just not going to do it. I want legitimate people that want to bring this party back where it needs to be. I don't care about your term limits. I don't care about. I want the beliefs and the values of this party. I want a ball.
I'll tell you what, and I've always voted Republican. I would love to see this Republican Party return to conservative.
That's what we need
but
to
I will
concentrate on.
not be dictated as to who I should have as candidate. I will not have that
And
happen.
I disagree with that. And
Well, that's fine. We respectfully disagree then, and that's fine. I appreciate that. But we respectfully disagree, but believe you me, I've
I
seen
don't
it
think that
firsthand.
anybody in here has a particular candidate, but I think there are candidates here that are pushing us away from you.
My apologies. Yes.
Kelly, one of the things I'm concerned about is I look around this room and I don't see any young people here.
Hey, wait a second. I'm even back here on my mobile device, okay? All right?
I'm saying, no offense, you may be a college student, but I'm concerned about, you know, we need not just the conservatives in this room, but we need to reach out. How would you do that?
This
How
has
do you
to
plan
serve,
to do that?
my take is, I'll tell you what, I'm embarrassed to say this, but I never read the Constitution with any integrity until 6 months ago. I really never paid much attention to it. I've done a whole lot of homework since then, and I am mind boggled, not just at what I've learned, but the history of our great state is incredible. Our educational system has failed our kids in teaching them American history. There's a terrific book out there. Let me say something real quick. There's an absolutely terrific book I'm going to put a plug in. 5,000-Year Leave. It's called The 5,000-Year Leave, and an absolutely incredible book. It has to do with the constitutional powers. It talks about the Constitution from the standpoint, who wrote it? Why did they write it? Who are these people that put together the greatest documents in this world's history? And what did they foresee at this country's future? And one of the amazing things that I walked away from was that many of the founders said this about the future of the republic. One of the greatest threats to our republic is the day that political office becomes financially advantageous, because that will breed corruption. At a low 2010, look where we are. They say Madison didn't put term limits in. Madison didn't see us getting paid $175,000 a year plus perks and benefits. Hallelujah. It has got to stop. I wouldn't even mind paying $175,000 a year if we had real professional people doing the job of upholding the Constitution. Does anybody here know anybody in political office who they believe is upholding the Constitution?
No.
I mean, I just started, as I said, in earnest reading it 6 months ago. And I'm just dumbfounded with what's going on.
You know, I like what we're talking about here, whether we're Republican, whether we're talking road people, it's like, and I don't want to bring religion too much, but only as an analogy. I consider myself a Christian. I go to a Methodist church. But by golly, I'm a Christian. Whether I happen to be standing in a Methodist church or a Baptist church or whatever, I'm a Christian. And I liken that to the same kind of thing that we're talking about, the Republican Party here. I like the conservatism. And I'm an American first. I'm not a Republican, a Democrat, an independent. I'm an American.
There you
And
go.
I don't like where America is going.
And I'll tell you more of where it's going. I haven't watched network television in years, and I got this some service and ended up with local channels. And I had to shut it off, couldn't have my kids watching. I mean, the nonsense was on TV and on the internet. I didn't have internet to my house until last year ago. I'm a technical Neanderthal. But it's just incredible what your kids have access to simply by saying, I am 18. I'm 54 years old and I was embarrassed, and I thought I saw a lot. It was absolutely incredible. Morally, this country needs a world of work. Any other questions?
One thing not object to is being a Republican, the only thing they'll vote is Republican. They did not vote the constituents, they vote their party. If you're not gonna have a Democrat, Republican party, you don't need two people in Washington.
Ain't it a shame? That's what I said. That's what I told them, what I will do.
Some people.
I will not negotiate with
Leave it to
anyone.
him.
For instance, my take is, we're not going to stop the growth of government. I came up with a number, let's cut government 20% the first 2 years. I think you cut 50%, still have bloated government. But guess what? This year they're projecting a 9% growth, next year 12% growth. If I get that 20% cut, I'm just taking it to pre-Obama. It is mind-boggling where this country's headed. And I'll tell you what, we're going to cease living in a republic real soon unless we, the American people, stand up. And as I said, don't stop at the voting booth. Make your way, and you know what, this emailing nonsense, what a bunch of nonsense. The only way these people, and even with the Tea Party, I don't know how many people were there when these people went to Washington. They didn't care. But we can't stop, we got to keep doing it. That's why I said, don't vote them in and walk away home and, all the things are going to get better. We got to all get together and make this happen.
You also have to start at home. Get the right school board people in locally. Get the right board of supervisors in locally.
And get the federal government out of the state's
Well,
business.
absolutely, but we have to really work on our localities.
All across the board. Department of Education formed 1971, let's say. Why? Graduation rate of 70%. Guess what? Guess what it is today? Approximately the same. $60 billion later. That worked, didn't it? Get the federal government out of the state's business. Let us govern ourselves. Go back and look at the Constitution. That's what it was all about. 17th Amendment. They had senators were at that point, senators going to Washington were appointed by the state senators. 17th Amendment came along, now they're voted in.
Yeah.
Why did there was a Constitution written that way? Because the senator's job was to go to D.C. to make sure that the federal government did not take control of the states. Look where we are. Got a lot of work to do, people, and we all got to do it, not just our elected politicians. So I said, you put me in, you feed my feet to the fire, make sure I get the job done. And if I don't, get me out. Because I'll need you out. But again, the other reason why 4 years, I want to get back to work. I'm a land developer, builder, all many different hats. And I'm all but shut down right now.
All you have to do is stay 6 years and you get lifetime pension.
I